Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Karen Willenbring and I'm an integrative medicine physician at LECOM, and I'm here to talk to you today about a stress management technique that is very effective, and it's called expressive writing. So it's a journaling technique that helps us to deal with our emotional life. Um, we know that our emotions impact our health. There's a real connection between our body, our mind, which would be our emotional life, as well as our spirit, which would be those parts of us that are those deeper human elements like love and relationships and joy, as well as suffering, all those deeper things that make us human. So the connection of body, mind, and spirit is really a connection that they're not three separate things. They're all one system. But sometimes in order for us to impact one area, we need to deal with one of the other areas because, again, it's all one system. So this expressive writing technique is a journaling technique that you can do, and you can do it as frequently as daily, or you can do it once a week, or as often as you want to incorporate into your life. And this particular technique comes from a physician named Dr. Howard Schubiner, who also was working with some other physicians in this same area, Dr. Hanscom and Dr. Sarno. So these three physicians really focused on how our emotional life impacts our physical health. So they call this technique a 25-minute jog, and but it's not a real actual jog, a physical jog. It's more of an emotional jog. And so it's split up into a section of 5 minutes, followed by another section of 10 minutes, and then it closes with 10 minutes. Now, that being said, that's the most effective way to do it, but if you don't have 25 minutes to set aside, you can shorten those minutes down to 2.5 minutes for the first part, and 5 and 5. So I just want to go over each section for you, and we have a handout that explains all of this that you can have access to if you contact our office and participate in our telehealth visits. But I just want to go through each part. So the first part is 5 minutes, and this is where you do what we call a clustering. Now, first of all, you have to decide, what am I going to write about? And so before we get to that 5-minute section, you have to create a series of lists. And the first list is, we have you come up with 3 current stressors in your life. And those stressors can be minor stressors, or they can be major stressors. Then we also have you come up with a list of 3 past traumas in your life. Now, those can also be major or minor. Some people, they may have some significant traumas in their life. They may have lost loved ones. There may have been some abuse in their history. It could be things like car accidents or major physical traumas. Could be being bullied as a child. You know, anything that really is a traumatic event, you can put on that list. And then the third list of 3 that we have you come up with is 3 personality traits that can impact your health. So what do we mean by that? Those would be things like some people, they don't think before they speak, and so they create some problems in their relationships that way. It could be that you might be a person that doesn't speak up for yourself, that doesn't speak your truth. Or, it could be that you're someone that is a people pleaser and you don't look after your own needs. So that's what we mean by personality traits. So we have you come up with these lists. That's your first task. And after you do that, then you look at those lists of 9 things and see what resonates with me. What do I want to work with today? And you might, think that you're going to do a stressor, but when you get to the personality traits, you find that, gosh, I'm a people pleaser, and boy, that impacts my current stressors. So you might choose to choose that one. So that's the first part. So you got to come up with what you're going to write about. Then the next phase is this 5-minute phase of clustering. And so I'll just give you an example because that sometimes is the hard part for understanding. So let's say I was saying, what's one of my current stressors? And it might be the COVID-19 pandemic. That's a major stressor in everyone's life right now. So if I chose that, I would put that in a circle, and I'll just abbreviate it as COVID-19. So that's a stressor for me right now. So then I set my timer. I use my cell phone, and I just set the timer for 5 minutes. And then this 5-minute task is to just write down thoughts, phrases, words that come to me when I think of the stress of COVID-19 for myself. And so how that looks is I'll kind of give you my thought process out loud, but I would normally be doing this on paper. I'll just change colors here. So I would start my writing process, and I would say, the COVID-19 virus. Well, gosh, that I'm feeling pretty stressed about that. And so I connect that feeling to COVID-19. Now I have two little things here that have words in it, stressed and COVID-19. Now, where does my next thought go? Well, I'm kind of still on stressed. So I'm actually, how stressed am I? Well, I'm actually feeling a little bit of fear, and I'm kind of afraid for who? Well, I'm afraid for maybe my family members, hoping that they're safe, worrying about them. I may also worried about myself. And I might even say, I'm also feeling, stressed, a little overwhelmed. And with my feeling of overwhelmed, I'm feeling a little powerlessness. So you can see how this kind of leads off of various thoughts. Well, then my thought process might go to, okay, I might switch gears in my thinking, and it might be like, but you know what? There's a lot of good that's coming out. People are really caring about each other. Well, that doesn't come from any of this fear side, so that's kind of a new thought. So I put a new thought over here. I actually have a lot of hope. And people are really reaching out to each other. And it's really changing how we're interacting with each other. We have social distancing, but at the same time, people are really caring for each other. And that actually makes me feel, what does it make me feel? Again, it makes me feel hope again. Okay, so you can see how this can go, and your thoughts can go in many directions. You might have one thread that goes the whole way through, or you might have many different thoughts. And you just, what this is doing is this is kind of loosening up your thoughts for the next step. So after this, your timer will go off at 5 minutes, and then you switch to the next 10-minute segment. And in this segment, it's pretty easy. It's 10 minutes, and you start with the sentence, my feelings about me and whatever you put in your center circle. So for me, the stress of COVID-19. My feelings about me and the stress of COVID-19 include. And for 10 minutes then, you write really fast, no punctuation. It can be messy. You can put in there whatever you want, whatever comes to you. But you need to stick with feelings, okay? And when you start to drift over to other insights or whatever. Just kind of bring yourself back to feelings. And again, just start with the sentence again. My feelings about me and my stress with COVID-19 include, and go back to the feelings. And again, this helps you to kind of walk around in what's going on with this stressor that's in your life. At the end of that 10 minutes, when that timer goes off, then we have you write the following sentence: I am relieved to express these feelings. And you write that 3 times in a slow manner. Again, sinking into that, it feels really good to deal with these feelings, to express them. This has an impact on our health and on our physical health, not just our emotional health. So that's the first 10 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes is very similar, but it's a different sentence. And that sentence is: my understanding about me and whatever thing you chose includes. So for me, my sentence is: my understanding about me and my stress about COVID-19 includes. And then I write for 10 minutes, again, kind of in a fast mode. It allows you not to edit your thoughts. You just, keep writing. And there's where I might go into some deeper understandings, or I wonder where this fear comes from. How is my family doing? Are there things that I can do that can be supportive? What are some areas that I can deal with my stress? So you get kind of a deeper understanding in that section. And then you close with another affirmation sentence of understanding these insights will help me feel better. So again, you write that sentence: understanding these feelings will help me feel better. Do that 3 times. And that is the conclusion of your 25-minute emotional jog, helping you to deal with our emotional life. Now, the real key to this is that after you're done and after you kind of sit with it a little and take whatever insights you want to take with you, the real key is that you take those pieces of paper that you wrote on all of this and you actually shred it. What you're signaling to your body is that you are actively dealing with these stresses, and your body doesn't need to hold on to it, because we do hold on to our stresses, and those can manifest in physical ways. So by you shredding it, it tells your body that you are properly dealing with this and that you don't need to store it. This is a really helpful practice. We call it expressive writing. Those of us in integrative medicine here at LECOM, we use this frequently in our own lives, and we also use it with patients. And the patients that have adopted this on a regular basis have found that their pain decreases, they can cope with life better, their stress is better, because it gives you an avenue with which to deal with the emotional life, which has an impact on our physical and our spiritual lives. It's all one system. And this is one way that we can improve our health, decrease our stress, and actually boost our immunity. So I encourage you to give this a try. And again, just a real quick summary here. You start off with creating your lists: 3 current stressors, 3 past traumas, 3 personality traits that impact your health. Then you choose one and you do a 5-minute thought clustering activity. Then you do a 10-minute my feelings about me and whatever you chose include. It's 10 minutes. The affirmation sentence of I am relieved to express these feelings, followed by a 10-minute session on my understanding about me and the item you chose includes. And then you close with affirming that by stating the sentence, understanding these insights will help me feel better. And then after all that's done, you shred it, and that is your 25-minute jog. Thank you.